Hi all, Karthik here from Design School by WP Algorithm. In this video, I want to show you how you can work with ACF relational fields using Elementor and a plugin for Elementor called Dynamic Content for Elementor. Now we've been covering dynamic content for Elementor in detail, and in this video I'll show you how you can use the power of dynamic content plugin and display the relational fields in Elementor. Even if you have Elementor Pro, it's not currently possible to display ACF relational fields using Elementor Pro. So that's where dynamic is really handy. So I have a template for a single post layout, and actually I'm using Dynamics template system. So you can see it has this data, the author box, the title and excerpt and stuff like that, and couple of advanced custom fields. Now you may not see the preview here. You can simply open up the post itself and you can see the preview there. So I'll keep the post tab handy, and the template for single post is this one, and I assigned it using the dynamic content plugins template system. So if you click on dynamic content, you can see under posts and a single, I've assigned ACF here, dynamic ACF here. So that's where the design comes from. Now the next thing that we need to do is to actually add or create the ACF relational fields. So I'll click on field groups. If you're new to advanced custom fields, you can check out advanced custom fields tutorials playlist. I made a beginner's guide explaining each and everything about advanced custom fields. So this is a custom field group that I've created. So if you look at it, I have a couple of relational fields. I'll just delete these. I'll just create one more just to show you how it's done. So let's say I just want to display my favorite posts whenever I compose a new post. So the favorite posts will be linked or shown in the post at the end as a template. So for that you need to use, or you need to get those posts, right? Now I just want to display my favorite posts whenever I'm composing a new post in Gutenberg interface. So I can simply pick the posts using their titles and it'll show the data using the template that we define, which I'll show you in a bit. So let's say I'll call this field fav posts. Field name is fav posts, and under field type you need to click here and you need to go to relational, and we just want to select a post object. So what exactly is a post object? It will return the post object from which you can retrieve all kinds of data related to that post object. So you can retrieve its data, its title, its fields, its content and stuff like that. So we'll use that post object. Actually we'll use multiple post objects. So I'll scroll down and I'll allow multiple values for the favorite post, because I don't know, like I can pick 5 posts, 6 posts or just one, so it's up to me. So I'll click on edit. We've created a custom field group called favorite posts. Now I'll update this field group, and this field group is set to posts, so it will appear whenever we're composing posts using the Gutenberg interface. I'll go to this group, I'll click on edit post, and whenever you click on edit post, it will take you to the Gutenberg interface. I'll scroll down and you see all the fields. I already have fields or the posts selected here. I can simply remove and pick new ones, but I've selected those posts because they have the featured image and stuff like that. So I'll pick 3 posts, or you can pick as many number of posts as you want. So all the posts show up, and it's not just posts that you can pick any post type on your website. So you can see I can even pick pages, I can even pick media, and if you have any other custom post types you can also pick those. But anyway, I'll just pick my favorite posts here. I'll click on update. Now that we've added this data to the post, let's go ahead and add those in our template design. So I'll just click on the widgets button. I'll search for ACF, and it's this one, ACF relational shell. I'll just drag it in below this dotted border. So once I have the widget, I can pull in the relational fields. It will only pull the relational fields. If you want to pull normal fields, there is another widget for that. So there is ACF fields widget from which you can pull normal ACF fields. For Google Maps, there is a separate widget, but we are more interested in relationship fields. So I'll just click this. I'll select the field. It's this one, right? So I'll just select that, and you can choose the render mode. Now nothing appears here. I'll choose grid, or I'll choose a template, and since we don't see anything here, we'll just refresh the post or view it, and then we can see how that looks like, because the dynamic content doesn't give the preview option. So I'll pick the template. Now I just want each of the posts displayed in this relationship field to have a template. So let's design that template. So you can design template like any other template. I'll just click on add new, and I'll call it, it's a page template, or it can be also a section. I'll call it relational loop ACF. I'll just click on create template. So basically whatever fields that you put in here will be applied when you select that in the render template, which you'll see in a bit. So the first thing, we'll obviously use dynamics field options. So I'll just create a new section. I'll have a minimum height for this section. Since we're actually displaying a loop of posts, we want data related to the posts. So I'll just drag a heading widget or a dynamic title widget. So it's this one. I'll just drag this. Now when you drag it into this template, it will show the name of the template. But when it's applied to this loop, it will show names of those posts, which you will see in a bit. So it shows the template name. That's fine. I can simply add a button to this. You can also show post metas in there. So post metas are displayed there. Now I just want the featured image to be the background of this section. So I'll just click on style. I'll click on classic, and in here I'll click dynamic tags, and that should be the featured image. So the featured image will be the background of this section. So that's great. I'll publish this, or let's add a background overlay. Since we added a background image, it's also a good idea to have a translucent overlay. So I'll add a colored overlay, and I'll actually reduce the transparency a bit so that we can actually see a bit of that background image as well. So this loop template, or the relational loop template, will show the background image through this transparent blue background. It will show the title, and it will show the post meta associated with that template. I'll publish this. Now, since this page doesn't know that this template is created yet, we need to update this, and we have to refresh it once so that this loop template is shown in here. So I'll just hit update. The page reloads, and now we can pull in the newly created template. So once my page reloads, I'll click on this ACF relational field. Now if you find clicking on the gray boxes a bit confusing, you can use navigator. So it will show you what kind of widget you're dealing with. So either way, you can click on this or just click on the gray box. And we just want to render the relational fields as a template. And the template is not any other template, but it's a dynamic template which pulls in dynamic data. So I'll just hit this, and the template's name is relational ACF loop. It's this one. I'll apply that, and we'll just make it a grid of elements. I'll hit publish. Now since we added the favorite post to this post, let's view how that looks like. Now that we've applied the design to the template, I'll just click on view, and it loads the post for me, and you can see that the posts are displayed as grids of posts, and the grid design is derived from this template. Actually the text is a bit hard to read, so I'll just change the color of the text, also make it a bit bigger. So this is the loop template. I think we can refresh this post again. Once you do, just like that, the post appear, right? And you can link this card to the, or you can add a read more button to this, and that can take it to the current post. So it's basically showing my favorite posts. Now you can design the grid the way you want. Since we've chosen grid, now I can go to style, click on pane, maybe add a padding or something, or let's add a margin of 10 pixels, update. Now let's see how this looks like. I'll just keep this post handy just to view how the template is applied, and now that looks like this. Since we added padding, it added space around each of the loop templates and it shows in this way. Now if you pick another post, let's actually do that. I'll pick another post that has featured image and stuff like that. I'll actually pick post 1 again so that we'll understand how that looks like. I'll update. Now if we update the preview of this post, it shows the template items and all the 4 posts are shown as the grid defined using the relational loop template. It's that simple, right? So this is the post in the Gutenberg interface, and this is where we've picked those posts. You can pick as many as you want and all of them will be rendered using the template, which is a relational loop template. I'll just add an author name here. Again, we need to use dynamic widgets, or you can also use Elementor widgets and pull in dynamic data, but it's better to do things with dynamic because dynamic handles dynamic widgets better. So I'll click on user fields, drag it below this, and I just want the author name, display name to be shown here, and we'll align it onto the center. We'll use a black text color and we'll actually increase the font size of this. I'll click on this, I'll make the font size to 16 pixels, or let's make it to 18 pixels, and I'll transform it to uppercase so that looks better. Update. Again, since we updated the relational post, it will be dynamically applied to the dynamic post design, which will be dynamically applied to the post itself. So if I refresh the post, ultimately which gets its design from the dynamic template, just like that the author name appears, right? Let's also add a button to our loop so that user can click on the button and read each of the individual posts. I'll click here, I'll drag the button right under the author name. We'll say read more. We'll change the color also, and that looks better. And I'll link the button dynamically to the post URL, right? So whenever he clicks on this, he'll be taken to the respective post. I'll update this loop template. Since this is updated, it's automatically applied to the single post template, and it is also automatically applied to the single post or the post, in this case this post. I'll refresh this again. You can view the design in action, and just like that we have a read more button. So if I click on read more, it will take me to the post that I want to read. Since I clicked on this, it takes me to post 2. If I click on read more, it will take me to this post, which is post 1, and it's this one. I've simply cloned 3 posts, and that's the reason why you see a lot of post 1s and post 2s. Nothing to worry. If you have an actual data, it will pull in the actual data. Now if you don't like this look, you can change it, or you can render it in a different way. Again, I'll click this gray box, which is our relational field. I'll click on content. Let's render it as tabs maybe, And tabs orientation, horizontal or vertical, we'll use vertical orientation. I'll update, and this gets applied to every single post because we said that this design should be applied to all the posts. So whichever posts have this, and now you can see my favorite posts, user can simply click and view the template. It will use the title as the tab title, and the post loop template is still used, but it's used and it's much more better. You can change it the way you want. Let's actually add posts or custom fields to other posts. Instead of nice one, I'll pick maybe this one itself, or let's actually pick this one. I'll click on edit. I'll add the same relational fields or maybe different ones, it doesn't matter. Since this is post 1, I'll pick post 3, post 2 and post 3. So I'll pick post 2, I'll pick post 3, again I'll pick post 2 again. What do you pick? And let's pick this one. So I've picked 4 posts for this. I'll update. Let's view how that looks like. Since we are making this a part of the dynamic template design, all the posts that have these relational fields will show those, and just like that you can see things in action, right? So my relational data is displayed in an excellent graphical format, and we are totally in control of the graphical format. You can render it the way you want, and you can render it as a grid, as a tab, as an unordered list, natural, which will actually make it a list of the grids, and the grid is derived from the loop template. So that's how you actually take input from user. Essentially all the input that we're giving on the Gutenberg side of things is that we're just picking post by its name, right? We didn't design anything else. We just pick a post by its name, click on update, and these amazing relational data are then pulled by the dynamic content template, and they're rendered as a list of items that we specify using the loop. So this loop is to show each of the individual items in the way it wants. You can design another loop. Maybe if you don't like this loop, you can totally experiment with all the kinds of custom fields, or you can pull in any of the data that you want, or if you want static data you can do that as well. So if you want a static icon for each of the loop, you can do that totally. So I'll just drag in an icon here, and I'll also change the icon from this to this, maybe also change the color of the icon, and even this will be applied to the loop template, it doesn't matter. So if I refresh this post, just like that the icon appears. So it's better to have dynamic content, but you can still have static content, it doesn't matter. So all we did while composing posts was to choose the posts by their names, and because of the powerful dynamic plugin we're able to render it as tabs of posts, right? All we did was design templates for it, and it did its magic. If you don't have dynamic content plugin, you can get it from the link in the description. This is really powerful. Again, ACF relational fields are not handled by Elementor Pro, so you need to have a cool solution for it. I think this is a great solution for it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you smash that like button if you enjoyed this video, and if you want more like this video will be in ACF tutorials, also in dynamic content plugin tutorial, because it belongs to both of them. Anyway, make sure you check out playlists on the channels to keep your knowledge updated. That's it for now. Hit subscribe, hit that like button, and let me know what you guys think of ACF relational fields and dynamic content plugin in general. See you in the next one. Peace.